This week on Scotty's Garage, we're continuing with our 12s per 2K build. It's December already, which means we've only got 2 months to get this thing done. Hey guys, and welcome back to Scotty's Garage. Well, 12s per 2K, you know the deal. The aim is to make that AU Falcon run 12s down the quarter for less than $2,000. But we are running out of time. Things are starting to get away from us. I mean, we're not going to lose the shop or anything, but I'd be really disappointed if we weren't out there on Australia Day making passes with this car. So I need to just hook in and do some stuff. It's not all going to make a lot of sense in terms of like, yeah, it'd be nice to fit an intercooler one week and fit a turbo the next week and fit an ECU or something the next week after that. But things are not working out that way, so I'm just going to hook in and get some stuff done, and hopefully you will enjoy what I'm doing. First up, let's remove that bonnet. Okay. That's a bit better. So much light. Now we've got the bonnet out of the way, we can work on the intake side of things. So I'm going to have to remove our intake pipe, our air box. I actually have to remove the top half of this intake manifold as well to do some little trickery in there. But let's make it happen. Bye. Oh, that's right, I should keep this pipe. My one's blown out from not LPG backfires. That one's good. Okay, don't need that. Don't need that. Wow, there's a lot of leaves and crap in this thing. Oh, hello. You alive? No, you're dead. Okay. All right. While I'm over here, I might as well remove some aircon lines. Okay, what needs a bit more zoop. Did I cut myself? Ew, I did. That's an ouchie. Right, more weight. It's getting lighter by the minute. Right, so now that we've got our aircon lines out of the way, it is time to split our manifold. So these are what they call a broadband manifold. They have basically two intake paths controlled by butterflies. So all air obviously comes through the one throttle body, but inside there's butterflies to direct the flow of the intake air. So it can make the intake path short or long. A long intake path is good for torque, a short intake path is good for power. Now on the turbo engines, they have this same top end, but they don't have the butterflies in it. They just have plenum volume. So basically that just shoves the air in and it finds its way into the cylinder and makes power. So we're going to delete the butterflies and yeah, set it up for a turbo. Might take the throttle body off while I'm here. All right, you and you can go over there, and you can come off there. So the AU uses a cable throttle body. The BABF, you know, on your barras, they use a drive-by-wire setup. We'll decide which way we want to go. Foreshadowing. There we go. So we've got 6 butterflies here. We've got 2 little screws per butterfly. They're pretty easy to undo. So we're just going to undo them and pop them out. Where do I stick my screws so I don't lose them? Certainly don't want to lose them down in the manifold. Wow, it's coming over a bit breezy. Well, now that we've removed our butterflies, the temptation is to like pull that shaft out. Well, A, we can't get it out because there's a radiator in the road. And B, if you pull it out, you've got to seal the holes that the shaft sits in. Well, maybe not so much at the back, but certainly at the front. Now we could, you know, run a tap through it and put a plug in there, but it's kind of unnecessary, and like I said, we can't get the shaft out in the engine bay as it is, so we would have to either, you know, pull it out so far and run an angle grinder through it and then pull the rest through, or we just leave it in place, which is what we did with the AU that we did at Street Machine a few years back. So we'll leave it in place, we'll just cable tie it there. It makes no difference. We made 350 rear wheel kilowatt with that setup, so it's not going to hurt us, and yeah, we should make all the power that we need. I mean, if this thing made 350 rear wheel kilowatt, it would shit in a 12. I mean, that other car ran 122 mile an hour in the quarter mile. Now, while it didn't get the ETs that we were really after, that's because it was manual. And manuals, especially T5 manuals, where I couldn't dump the clutch, I just had to sort of like launch very calmly and gently. You know, a car like that, we were just going to blow the gearbox up if we tried to launch it hard. But if we could have launched it hard, that car would have gone 11s. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. But anyway, now we've done that, I might just lay a rag over there. I'm not ready to put it all back together just yet because I have to do the injectors, which aren't here. They're at the carnage workshop and I have to pay for them if I'm bringing them here. So we need injectors. We also need the regulator up the back here. So I want to replace this fuel pressure regulator. It's got the standard NA style one there at the moment. We want to put a turbo one there. So I've got to go get a regulator so we can do that. What else? Let me think about that. So the stuff you just saw was shot last week, and I mean, it's been one of those weeks at work and I haven't managed to get all the stuff I needed, and I certainly forgot to grab the injectors and the regulator and that sort of thing. But I have grabbed some parts. I'll show you some of the parts I have got. Like I got a new Ryco filter. So this one's got the screw-in fittings on either end. And what I'm doing is I'm putting a AN fitting on this end, and I'm going to run a -6 line off to the tank. So that will solve that problem. I've got to go get some -6 line though. So we've got that. I was going to go buy a brand new Walbro 460 pump, and I was happening talking to Zane at Max Performance, and he says, "Oh, we got a few in the drawer here. I'll you know, if you want to buy a second handy." I haven't worked out the price with him yet, but they're 190 new for a genuine 460. There's a lot of copies out there, so just be careful of that, guys. I'm seeing a lot of prices from guys who are also doing the 2K challenge, and some of the prices are definitely not genuine parts. Let's just say that. So a genuine Walbro 460, you can get them for about 190, you know, generally or low 200s, but the cheapest I've seen is 190. You might find something on eBay, but eBay is always risky. You know, sometimes you're going to get non-genuine parts on eBay, and so that's why I tend to stick with, you know, actual bricks and mortar stores when it comes to that stuff, because if they're not selling you genuine parts, they're in trouble. Anyway, second-hand 460. We'll work out the price with Zane, but I reckon it's got to be under $100. So we can have a fuel pump that will solve out that issue. I also was walking around the carnage workshop the other day, and I was doing some cleanup, and I found this sitting on a bench. This has been sitting in the carnage workshop since we moved in. So we moved in, set up the benches. One of our photographers said, "Oh, I've got a mini spool at home if you're interested. Do you want it?" And I'm like, "Sure." So he brought it in. I sat it on the corner of the bench, and it has sat there ever since. We've never used it. It's a 28 spline mini spool, brand new. They're about $80. I reckon we can qualify that one as second hand by now and say that's $40. But yeah, I'm going to probably stick that in the diff. So that'll happen in maybe the next episode, if it stops raining on us. It keeps raining all the time, and I need to yeah, open the door, and I don't want to get rained on. So anyway, there's that to put in. So we'll add them to the budget. I'll do an update on the budget shortly. What else we got? Someone contacted me the other day and said, "Oh, do you want some good bonnet struts?" And I went, "Oh yeah, cool, that'd be great." Not realizing that he just bought them on eBay and got them sent to our address. So I can't remember his name right now. I'll dig it out and I'll put it in the video right there. But thank you, masked man. Yeah. So we have some fresh bonnet struts there to keep the bonnet up so I don't have to keep propping it up. Of course, I've removed the bonnet for the moment, but yeah, they will come in handy down the track. Talking about generous people sending me stuff, who is this? Darren J, it just says. So Darren sent me this little parcel. Now, as you may have worked out from earlier in this video when I mentioned the throttle body and that we might be doing away from the cable throttle body, so a lot of people would realise my plan there would be to then wire up a Barrett ECU. And so I was about to start poring over workshop manuals and wiring diagrams and work out what wiring I needed to do to wire up a drive-by-wire throttle body, a drive-by-wire pedal, and a Barrett ECU into an AU. We know it is possible because we've done it before, but we've done it before using one of Bill Hooton's drop-in harnesses. Now I can't afford to do the harness thing this time, so I'm gonna have to work it out myself. But I know it's possible, so yeah. However, Darren has sent us, well, an EL gear ECU from a Tickford. Don't know if that's going to work, but thank you. But also in the packet, he sent me this. And this, for those that aren't aware, if it comes out, is a J3 chip. So I don't know what to put on that, but I mean, hey, I've got to work out. He did say it might have a tune in it for us. I've got to go back and read his text, but a J3 chip is 300 bucks. It's given to me. I've got to put a value on it, so let's say 50%, so let's say 150 bucks. Get it back in its little static packet. So what happens is you, on the AU ECU, will take out that port there, that plug basically, and that then plugs into that. Now you got to set them up on the bench. So there's a programmer unit you buy. They're about 150 bucks from TI Performance. Now it's a tool. Tools don't come under the budget, you know, just like all the workshop tools here don't come under the budget. So the programmer would not come under the budget, but that definitely does. So let's say 150 for the J3 chip. It wasn't really the way I was going, but hey, it's here. Maybe we'll look into it. Maybe we use it. I've heard varying reports. You know, they do work, but they are a little bit more finicky apparently than say a Barrett tune or whatever. So anyway, maybe we go in J3 chip. I don't know. We'll work that out. I'm going to have to do some exploration on that. Don't know if we'll be able to use that ECU. I think that's not going to work for us, but thank you anyway. So yeah, we've got some parts there. We've also got a bunch of 3-inch alloy bends, which I've bought some and I've grabbed some from the Carnage Workshop. The Carnage Workshop obviously will be second-hand stuff, and I'll price it accordingly. The new stuff, which I'll just price it as what I paid for it. But yeah, we've got some stuff. We've got some parts. Now I just need to put it all in the car and make it run. So yeah, I guess we're going to see all that happen on future episodes of Scotty's Garage.